this is Daniel Hutchins, and today we're going to be talking about an article from our friends, Screen Rant. So today from Screen Rant, we are going to be talking about an article about the Marvel TV shows. So, all 13 Marvel TV shows releasing after Black Widow. Okay, so here's every upcoming MCU TV show releasing after Black Widow, from Marvel's What If, from Disney Plus in August 2021, to Ironheart, Armor Wars, and more. This was published just recently, and so we are going to be talking about this stuff. So, here we go. Okay. So, here's every Marvel TV show set to release on Disney Plus after Black Widow. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has seen an incredible rise since its beginning in 2008. Well, over 20 movies and billions of dollars later, there's no sign of things slowing down. Indeed, the expansion has only just begun. As well as a raft of movies planned for the next few years, there will also be a lot of TV shows coming as well. Marvel has, of course, dabbled in TV before, but with mixed results. From Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was inconsistent and then largely ignored. Agent Carter was short-lived. Netflix Defenders experiments mostly failed. Despite some strong individual seasons, none of those shows appear to be considered part of the MCU canon anymore, though, and what matters now is the output on Disney Plus, which comes under the pure view of Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige. And there's things that are already faring a lot better. So related to this article is all 13 Marvel movies releasing after Black Widow, which I'm probably going to be doing that in the same video as this, right after I finish about the TV shows. Anyway, okay, so far Marvel has released WandaVision, The Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Loki. While the quality of each has fluctuated, they've all been busy hits that prove Disney Plus's model is working. The release of Black Widow turns attention back to the cinematic branch of the MCU for the first time since 2019. But this feature remains on the small screen just as much as the big one. So with What If? Marvel has already started to explore the MCU's multiverse and ideas of multiple versions of existing characters with Loki, but it'll take even a deeper dive with What If. Essentially an alt history of the MCU. What If will imagine a number of very different scenarios to the one viewers know. This will include Peggy Carter, not Steve Rogers, receiving the super soldier serum, T'Challa becoming Star-Lord instead of Peter Quill, various heroes becoming Marvel zombies, including Captain America and the Guardians of the Multiverse. Teaming up, all this action will be overseen by Uatu, the Watcher from Marvel Comics, voiced by Jeffrey Wright. Almost every What If character is voiced by their MCU actor, and the show releases on Disney Plus on August the 11th of 2021. The first season will consist of 10 episodes, with Season 2 already in development. Next is Hawkeye. Warning, there are some spoilers from Black Widow. Okay, much of the MCU's Phase 4 is about passing the torch and new heroes taking up the mantle, and that will be particularly evident in Hawkeye. The TV show will see Jeremy Renner return as Clint Barton. This time, they team up with and serve as a mentor to Kate Bishop. His MCU replacement will be played by Haley Steinfeld. Hawkeye's cast also includes Vera Farmiga as Eleanor Bishop, Kate's mother, Tony Dalton as Jack Doonesgay, aka Swordsman, Clint's former mentor, and Alaga Cox as Maya Lopez, aka Echo, a hero who can copy others' movements. This show looks to be given a more comic-accurate take on the character, including a more traditional purple costume for him to wear. While it's also been confirmed that Clint will be deaf in Hawkeye, further plot details are under wraps. But more intriguingly, though, it will include Yelena Belova, Florence Pugh, building on Black Widow's post-credit scene, which sees Hawkeye set up as her next target by Contessa Valentina Aguila de Fontaine, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Hawkeye doesn't yet have a confirmed release date, but filming wrapped in April 2021, and it will arrive on Disney Plus later in the year. Related to this article is Black Widow, all Easter eggs, MCU connections, and hidden details. Next is Miss Marvel. First there is Captain Marvel, and now there is Miss Marvel, the teenage superhero who takes her inspiration from Carol Danvers. Miss Marvel, real name Kamala Khan, was only introduced to Marvel Comics in the last decade, but has already become a popular figure, something that should continue in her TV show. In the comics, Kamala has shape-shifting powers, which would be translated to the Disney Plus series in some way. Though it's unclear if the origin of them will be changed, their Miss Marvel is an Inhuman, getting powers after being exposed to the Terrigen Mist, a storyline Marvel may wish to avoid after past Inhuman failures. So that aside, this Miss Marvel looks to be a faithful take. She'll be played by Amin Valini, who, like Kamala, is of Pakistani descent. The overall tone looks to be extremely fun, and in keeping with her character too, as set photos have indicated that Miss Marvel will very much reference other heroes, in particular Captain Marvel. That makes sense since after her show, Kamala will go on to appear in 2022's The Marvels, alongside Brie Larson, Captain Marvel, and Tiana Paris's Monica Rambeau. Miss Marvel doesn't have a firm release date yet, but the show is expected to release on Disney Plus before the end of 2021 and contain 6 episodes. Next is Moon Knight. Moon Knight is a character many Marvel fans have long waited to come to the MCU, and that's finally going to happen in 2022. Disney Plus's Moon Knight will star Oscar Isaac as the titular hero, who is essentially Marvel's take on Batman, a rich crime fighter with a penchant for gadgets, who is a skilled detective whose stories often go pretty dark. What sets Moon Knight apart, though, is that his alter ego, Mark Spector, has dissociative identity disorder, with each of his identities essentially being their own character. Production started on Moon Knight in April 2021, and while plot details are scarce, it's already clear that Isaac is training hard to nail the martial arts skill of his character, which should lead to Moon Knight having some incredible and brutal action sequences and fight scenes. Moon Knight's cast also includes Ethan Hawke as a yet unknown role, though he's expected to play a villain, along with Meg Caloney. Moon Knight is slated for release on Disney Plus in 2022, and given its production timeline, it will likely come earlier in the year. Like many shows, it's expected to have 6 episodes. Next is She-Hulk. Complicated rights issues prevented Hulk from ever getting his own solo movie in the MCU, but the character's cousin will be getting an individual outing. She-Hulk will follow Jennifer Walters, a lawyer who, after an accident, receives a blood transfusion from her cousin Bruce Banner, which leads to her gaining the ability to transform into Green Goliath of her own. She-Hulk isn't quite as all that powerful as the Hulk, but she's also not as out of control either. Tatiana Maslany will star in the titular role, with Mark Ruffalo also set to reprise his role as Bruce, while Tim Roth is expected to return as Abomination as well, following on from his appearance from Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Related to this article is Black Widow, and it explains how it's connected to the wider MCU. But we're not talking about that, we're talking about something else. She-Hulk's main cast is rounded out by Ginger Gonzaga as a friend of Jennifer's, Renée Elise Goldsberry as a character called Amelia, and Jamila Jamil as villain Titania, a common foe of Jennifer from the comics. She-Hulk will offer up a blend of legal drama and comedy, with the character confirmed to break the fourth wall in the show, giving it a different dimension to most of Marvel's other series. Like Moon Knight, She-Hulk started filming in April 2021, so can be expected to release on Disney Plus in the first half of 2022. Next is the I Am Groot and Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Disney Plus will begin a double dose of Guardians of the Galaxy goodness, keeping fans occupied before Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 releases in 2023. James Gunn's returning to write and direct the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which will bridge the gap between Thor: Love and Thunder and Guardians 3. The main cast of Guardians of the Galaxy is expected to return, and special nature will allow lots of room for fun and silliness. Such things will also likely abound with I Am Groot, a series of shorts following its titular Tiny Tree, giving Disney Plus a new rival to Baby Yoda. But both Guardians projects are expected to release in 2022, with the holiday special around Christmas time. Next is Secret Invasion. When the Skrulls were introduced in Captain Marvel, they weren't the Earth infiltrating bad guys from the comics. It was a smart twist, but with Secret Invasion in MCU is introducing a more traditional take of the alien shapeshifters, featuring a rogue group of Skrulls who have embedded themselves on Earth. The show itself takes its name from the classic Skrull storyline of the same name, which revealed multiple Marvel heroes had been Skrulls. Secret Invasion may not quite be the same scale, but it should nonetheless pack a few key surprises and reveal many high-ranking Earthlings as aliens. Leading the way in Secret Invasion's cast is Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, building on his mission in space, the Spider-Man Far From Home's post-credit scene. Alongside him will be Ben Mendelsohn's Talos, who pretended to be Fury in Far From Home. There will also be roles for Emilia Clarke, Olivia Colman, Kingsley Ben-Adir, and Killian Scott, based on the end of WandaVision, where Skrulls recruited Monica Rambeau for Fury, when it's likely she will return in the show as well. The Secret Invasion will release on Disney Plus sometime in 2022, with filming set to begin in August 2021, and is expected to consist of 6 episodes. Related to this article is Marvel Secret Invasion cast every actor confirmed so far, but we're not talking about that, we're talking about something else. So Ironheart. Iron Man may be dead in the MCU, but his legacy lives on, and that's particularly clear in Marvel Disney Plus shows, 2 of which are dealing with the life and loss of Tony Stark. The first is Ironheart, which will be centered around the character Riri Williams, played by Dominique Thorne. Riri is, like Tony, a super genius who attends MIT, where she builds her first Iron Man armor. That catches the attention of Tony himself, who endorses her as a superhero. Given Tony's passion, elements of that will have to be changed, but it's still very likely that Ironheart will be a character who draws inspiration from Iron Man and carries on that legacy as a de facto replacement, but who stands as a unique character in her own right. Writing for Ironheart, which will have 6 episodes, started in May 2021, suggesting a likely production start date of late 2021 or early 2022. That means Ironheart could release on Disney Plus later in 2022. Next is Armor Wars, the second Disney Plus show to deal with Iron Man's legacy in Armor Wars, which will have even more direct links to Tony Stark. For starters, it will be led by Don Cheadle's James Rhodey Rhodes, one of Tony's closest friends, who regularly fought alongside him as War Machine. On top of that, though, it will, like the Armor Wars comic, deal with Stark technology, falling in wrong hands. While the comics still had Tony around and working with Rhodey, it seems as though this time it'll be War Machine fighting solo against the misused Stark tech and protect his old friend's reputation, with the death of Iron Man likely weighing heavily upon the show. There are a few possibilities for other return characters too. Iron Man villain Justin Hammer, Sam Rockwell could appear, while there are also theories that Emily Van Camp, Sharon Carter will be in Armor Wars, building on from the Falcon Winter Soldier, and in Armor Wars will begin filming later in 2021. setting up a likely 2022 release on Disney+. Next is an untitled Wakanda show. Untitled Wakanda show. So 2018's Black Panther was a major hit for Marvel. Not only was it a massive commercial success, but it was critically acclaimed too, becoming Marvel's first and only Best Picture nominee. The story of Black Panther will continue in the sequel Wakanda Forever, which will sadly be without the late Chadwick Boseman, who passed away in 2020. There is, though, a chance to build further on the legacy of the character he portrayed, and that's coming not only in the sequel, but also multiple potential TV shows. Ryan Coogler created an incredibly rich, textured world with Wakanda, and he is expected to return for a Wakanda TV show. Exactly what this will explore remains to be seen, with no story or cast details announced, but given how advanced the nation is, then there's plenty of directions this could go in. Coogler is at work at Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which is scheduled for release on July the 8th of 2022, meaning this Wakanda spin-off likely wouldn't arrive until 2023 at the earliest. Next is an untitled Okie show. Alongside the Wakanda spin-off, Marvel is reportedly also developing a show exploring the origins of Okie, the leader of the Dora Milaje. Again, few details are known about this one, but it would likely feature a heavy presence from the Wakanda warriors. The Nangara would presumably return for the show, timeline schedule permitting, as one of the key characters in Black Panther franchise. Then it makes sense to explore more of her story, which could also introduce origins for many other important players as well. Related to this article is every upcoming Black Panther movie and show, but we're not talking about that, we're talking about something else. So now we're doing Untitled Echo show, a spin-off of a show yet to even release. Marvel's Echo show will feature a character after the introduction of Hawkeye. Few details are known, but Alaka Cox will return to play Maya Lopez Echo, a deaf Native American and Latina superhero who is an incredibly skilled martial artist with a photogenic memory that allows her to perfectly mimic her opponent's moves. Jeremy Renner is expected to return in some capacity as Clint Barton, while Zahn McClellan will play Maya's father. William, given Hawkeye isn't released, then Echo won't likely hit Disney Plus until 2023. So now, every MCU movie releasing after Black Widow. As well as this plethora of TV shows, there are also a lot of upcoming MCU movies releasing after Black Widow. The 2021 slate is the MCU's biggest yet, consisting of 4 theatrical releases, which aside from Widow include Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, September 3rd, Eternals November 5th, and Spider-Man No Way Home December 17th. Looking ahead to the 2022 movie release dates, Marvel once again has 4 planned. Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, March 25th, Thor Love and Thunder, May 6th, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, July 8th, and The Marvels, November 11th. Beyond that, Marvel currently has 2 confirmed 2023 release dates: Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania, February 17th, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, May 5th, while movies on Fantastic Four and Blade are also in the works, though without release dates as things stand. So there you go, guys. That is just a little bit of information for you guys about all 13 Marvel TV shows and also upcoming MCU movies. If you guys like this content, please hit that thumbs up button. If you don't, that's okay. We all understand these things aren't for everyone. But for those who do like Marvel Cinematic Universe, you have came to the right place, because I have lots and lots of information about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So again, make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you like, and make sure you comment and subscribe, and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your morning. Bye.